Welcome to Rollfair, a D&D podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are back to recording, and we're excited to see where the adventure takes us. As always, we'll introduce ourselves. I am Devin, the Dungeon Master.
I'm Ryan. I'm playing Alton, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Brad, playing Arden the Wizard.
I'm Kayla, playing Kaiji, the Tabaxi Pirate.
I'm Austin, playing Sheru the Tortle.
I'm Ben, playing Raina, the Human Ranger.
I'm Sarah. I'm playing Asar, the Fire Genasi Sorcerer.
Perfect. We got through that nice and smooth. It was almost nice and smooth. Ryan was a little slow. But...
I had to remember what I'm doing since it's been so long.
The last time, the party ended up meeting one of the secret organizations of Nalia, specifically the Orun Izorm, and they were given the title of Talm to each of them and some money for a job well done at Karatu Khalifa. And they were told that on the next day, the Spike and Oriana would be freed, and that they may have some work after the Harvest Festival is over. So, we're going to pick up with them, just leaving their encounters with of no consequence, and we'll pick up there. So, what are you guys doing?
Okay, that was interesting. I still want to find a gladiatorial arena. Who's with
Are
me?
you still on about? We had the front row seats and it was wonderful, but I don't want to go again.
But I mean, you got to see it, but you didn't experience it.
If you want me to take you back into an alley, you could experience it.
I mean, that's not quite the same because no crowds of spectators cheering you on or booing you. You know,
I will do that.
See?
That sounds
you
wonderful.
guys are rude.
Besides, after, we kind of ditched the last match, I don't think they'd be too hot on
I could become.
getting us in
I'll be
again.
Vatrael, and we'll go in disguise.
Actually, that's an interesting question. If they don't remember that we were here for the other thing that we did.
That's just the guards.
Yeah, but
Good
they're paid
point.
off.
Yeah.
From Unky was helping us out.
Well, they're not paid off. They're magicified, whatever the heck they did.
Yeah, they just really don't remember.
Or that's we gotta find our friends again.
No,
We gotta remind them of all the fun experiences we
I
had.
wish I'd never reminded you. Look,
I mean, yes. I mean, we gave them lots of gold, so they might still be guards, but they might have just realized they had all this gold and stuff. Maybe they got better lives from themselves instead of being guards. But I mean, I like them as guards. They're really nice.
Yeah, they were.
and then
good
they
guys.
had a happy ending. So what are we doing with our lives?
Well, what time is it?
It's late. You're probably like 10 o'clock.
I think it's past my bedtime.
I mean,
Always past your
the
bedtime.
moment the sun goes down, it's past your bedtime.
Did we ever debrief about what happened on the island and everything, or did we just jump right into the Orun Izorm?
You had a little debrief, if you recall. You guys had the experiences with the spells
We split
in the
off.
tavern.
We split off a little bit too.
Kaiji became invisible, and Sharu and
Oh yeah, we got our new
Rainer were
abilities.
able to teleport.
But we never really talked about what you wanted to talk
Yeah,
about.
we just didn't talk about like what we learned.
Some
there.
people got new abilities.
So I imagine you guys are heading back to the tavern at this point.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I could use a drink.
So you guys make it back to the tavern, and you get your drinks, and
What's the tavern's name again?
depends on which one you're choosing to go back to.
Yeah, was it the second one that we stayed at or the first one that we
Well-
didn't stay at?
What about the one
What
that?
about the third one that we met the boatman in?
That's right. That one was fun.
I mean, the second one, Rainer knows the barkeep pretty well.
Sounds like
Oh, yeah.
The barkeep knows Rainer pretty well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let's go there just so we can be entertained.
Or we could go
Yes.
somewhere else.
We must go there.
I mean,
All right. What's just the name of the tavern with the wench?
With the
I'm sure it's called Sweetheart in it by this point.
let me pull the name up.
If not, we
Sorry,
must
10
change
minutes.
it.
Was it the Unholy Jackal?
no, that's
the
just the
other
one with the boatman was from.
The Inn of Love.
Where are my notes?
Or the In and Out of Love. No,
Do they serve pancakes?
maybe. Actually, you know what? We should
The
The Red Sands should make pancakes. Make sure that we get paid for every, percentage. Let's really get this
So
going.
we find some sort of a village, we open an inn.
Yes.
we make pancakes.
All right, it was
wonderful idea.
I just wrote down
the
that
Sweet Sprite is what it's called.
The what?
The Sweet Sprite.
Or U-Hop.
All I had written down was that it was in Yabankichi and we couldn't read
I
it.
was just thinking of the village.
Gop. Gilgamesh House of Pancakes.
I was joking. We should start this side business.
I love this.
G-hop.
Yeah, G-Hop.
Do any of us really know how to cook pancakes? I mean, I know the theory, but I've actually never made a pancake.
I don't know if
I
I've
don't
ever
think I've
eaten
ever
one,
eaten
actually.
one.
I just like the idea from you.
It's a great idea. I mean,
Have I ever cooked before?
Have I ever eaten before?
I smoked meat in the middle of a wildfire.
that was impressive. I never said this, but that was impressive. I was over there hiding my shell, but you had nice roasted whatever you had. What meat was that?
It was non-sentient.
That's right.
You're already on the right
I
track.
forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
We're just halfway to the end.
Non-sentient.
That's all that matters. This was before the bullywugs.
Yes, true.
It's probably goat or something.
Turtle surprise.
Probably goat.
Well,
Turtle surprise.
I mean, I hear people like eating turtle. Just don't eat turtle.
It tastes like chicken.
This,
It's not like eating your cousin.
All
I
right.
mean, is Minotaur eating a cow? Is that an abomination?
I don't know. I mean, we don't hunt jaguars in the forest because that's.
No one eats jaguar. Jaguar would be too stringy.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of fat on them.
As you guys are having this conversation, you make it back to the tavern, the Sweet Sprite, and the
The sweet. Oh, it's already
the
halfway there.
tavern wench, who just happens to be the owner, actually, looks up at Rainer, is like, "Am I going to get lucky today?"
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
With which one of us?
The tall one
Sorry,
Looks
not very
kinda grubby.
Oh, not me. Okay,
I'll tell you.
and drunk.
You're a little less tall now.
He's very
how
eligible.
tall are you?
I'm like
I don't. I guess.
6 foot
Oh, yeah.
even.
I'm 5'7", so I'm not very tall.
He's taller than me.
Tall,
he's
dark,
taller
and
than all of
dirty.
you.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what the heck? I've had a good day.
All right. Well, I'll see you in my room. And Rainer disappears for the night.
No. Before he
You
leaves.
forgot that the side quest, he has to find that room, figure out which room it is.
That was some of the most direct mating ritual I've seen outside of animals.
What were you saying,
You haven't
Asar?
spent any time on the ship, have you?
As Reyna goes up to go to his rendezvous, she just puts her hand on his shoulder and says, "Wouldn't you think someone who knows how to do spring break is better?" She's like 50 years old. What are you doing?
Hey, that's not that bad.
know how long it's been?
I'm just surprised that's all it took.
I mean,
thought
she's been after me all week. Have you not been noticing?
Well, yeah, but I just assumed I'd have to get you drunk first.
No, I
He's always
just
drunk.
Look, if she's that easy, then she is probably gross and crusty down there. You do not want that.
I mean, there's spells for that.
I can clean you up a little bit.
prestidigitation.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
Besides, we're having a grand time as a party together.
Actually, I was about to go to bed. It's getting kind of late.
Oh
Yeah, me too.
no, I mean,
And 50 is not that old. Thank you very much.
how old are you exactly?
50.
Even.
Yes.
Insight.
My father is only a few years younger than you, and you did not age well.
Arden, how many grandchildren do you have?
None.
Were you ever married?
No.
Why not?
Because I told you we don't have marriage where I'm from.
So you could have grandchildren.
No. I left before having any children.
That you know of.
That's, that's true. I mean, in the evenings, sometimes I've heard of that. You just wake up and you have a child. It's
What?
interesting.
What kind of place did you live?
He probably believes
told you
that,
I'd tell you at some
giant
point.
bird brings the baby. So,
I've heard of that. It happens with birds.
It happens with birds.
oh God, I doubt it's that bad. I heard tales of this half-elven bard who made a note of sleeping with older women.
Made it known.
As far as he knew, as far as he went off of, they were just more experienced. They
my God.
might look like they have one foot in the grave, but yeah.
Oh, past campaign seems to be revisiting. Are you coming?
I haven't even walked up
It'll
the stairs.
take more than that.
Yes, that's exactly. I thought you were gonna do.
That was terrible.
That's the title of the episode.
It took me a moment to get that. I don't know why.
Listen, if you're really that upset about it, I'll spend tomorrow night with you.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Wow!
so bad.
Wow!
Asa says nothing. She just walks up and goes up to the room.
I don't understand women.
I mean, I don't understand women either, but I don't think offering to sleep with her after sleeping with another woman was the right move.
I mean, she seemed to be upset that I was trying to be courteous and just,
I get your logic, but also that was a very stupid move. and I'm not even interested in
Yes.
mammal rituals.
I go up to the room after Rasar.
Okay. So, Rainer goes about his business. Everyone else goes to the other room, I assume.
Yeah, it's a group room, right?
It's a group room.
Yeah.
So we're walking in on Asar and Kaiji.
Well, Alden's just going to stay back and just keep drinking and people watching because that was extraordinarily entertaining. So he wants to see if anything else is.
Arden's going to bed.
Excuse me.
So, you three are in the room. Are you doing anything before we move on?
inventing earplugs.
That would be.
I think there's four of us because
Arden's.
Asher went up as well.
Oh, well, Arden went to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
How deeply do you think Auden sleeps?
Not very.
Oh, wow. So that's not
Well,
very
I mean-
deeply at all.
Well, the other night I called his name and he was immediately awake. So.
Yeah, that is true.
You could knock him out.
I'm down for any type of gossip you guys want to gossip about. Pull out my black book. It's all but the secret.
Yeah, because Arden's still listening. He's just going to bed.
Are you all right?
Just a little bit put off. Nobody really rejects me like that. It's all right. It's fine. I'll just move on.
I mean, I don't know how to say.
You know, the tiefling looks mightily attractive. He's not in here, is he?
No, he's back in the room. Or the
bar.
bar, yeah.
I mean, I suppose if that's what you're into.
Racist.
I mean, there's lots of different races, and I mean, me myself, I'm not interested into any of your mammal types. If I could be with a dragon,
What kind of dragon?
no, I never really thought about type. Maybe a silver one. That'd be nice.
A silver one. Hold on, I gotta look at something.
Silver dragon.
I mean, I'm torn. I mean, I understand. He's obviously the least aware and least tactful man I've met, and that's saying a lot for where I'm from. But also, where I'm from, It's
And our group.
and our group. That's kind of just the way it is. You get what you can from who you can. Sometimes you throw them a gold. It's just how it goes.
Pirates are gross like that.
It's nothing really. I just have a small crush on him.
Pirates are gross.
I know nothing will come of it, but it's a fun distraction.
As you say, crush. Sherry just starts jotting in his journal pretty quickly.
I'm more partial to Reyna, but I think Auden's nice as well.
Alton.
Yes. Alton. Auden!
You said the right thing there.
Why do we always get him confused?
Arden's ears perk up.
Are
help
you
how we
sure
sing
he's
with
in
each other.
your range? He's a little on the. I mean, you were telling Rainer he's going after another woman. Oh, you mean the other
Alton.
one, the
Alton. The
the horn
tiefling.
one? Yes.
He's easy on the eyes.
I guess if you want to say that.
If you want to see that.
What about you? What is your type? Does your tabaxi, do they have mates for life?
Traditionally, yes or no. Where I'm from, we have festivals. I guess is the closest word. Where the males actually come back to the tree.
Wait, males and females are separated most of the time.
Yes, the males they live around the tree, they patrol around it, they guard the tree, they mark the territory, where the females live in the tree and they take care of young and they hunt and they'll make crafts to trade, they'll make supplies. But once a season, the men will come back and they will compete, and then after they compete, then the women get to go through in order of age and get to choose the man that they want to claim for the season or the year or whatever, and I don't know. My mother chose the same man every year, but that's not always the case. But I left home before I had that chance. So,
Were you looking forward to it, or did you leave home because of it?
well, I guess leave is a generous word. Me and my sisters were. It was a week before my Prybrask, my be a woman, and we were out practicing for my hunt. Me and my aunt and my two younger sisters. And we normally we hunt in the trees to be safe, but before the men come home we have to catch something larger, so we hunt on the floor. It's only once a season, and it's a rare treat to bring a boar home or a deer home or something like that. And anyway, we were found by some UNT, and they took me and my sisters and my couldn't capture my aunt, and she tried to save us. So they just got her out of the way. Anyway,
Oh, Kaiji, I'm so sorry.
they sent us downriver. We ended up on a ship, and that's how I ended up on the Sandstorm's Revenge. Is they conquered the ship. that I was on, and they offered every slave the chance to be piloted back home or to join the crew. And I sent my 2 sisters with another Tabaxi woman home, and I stayed with the crew. I didn't feel like I had anything to go home to. So, well, there was never anyone I had eyes for. I wasn't old enough to really want to have eyes for anyone yet. So anyway, never paired off until the ship. That's all I've ever really known.
Asa gets up, sits next to Kaiji, puts an arm around her. It seems like you had to be very brave from a very young age.
I mean, I was supposed to be an adult, so I guess that I am an adult now. But I don't know, the ship really has been my family. It's been a good place for me. I've learned a lot, and I've I don't know, it just is hard to imagine going back home when things like what happened to me happen all over the world, every day. And I can go back home and pretend that it never happened, or I can stay on the ship and I can save people like my sisters over and over again. So maybe it's for the best where I am now, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it was certainly a pleasure to meet you. I think you made the right choice.
Likewise. Anyway,
Yeah, so tell me about this Oriana and Spike. What is the good gossip on them?
well, Spike is our commander, and he's strict, but he's good. He tried to teach me the spear. I'm not particularly fond of it, so his right hand is named Jazir. He's the number 2 of our little unit.
Oh, it's actually a person, not his right hand.
Oh, yes. Yes, he didn't name his right hand.
I just started to think of names I can name my hands.
Jazir is the one who taught me the blade. I learned all the combat I know from him. I learned how to use agility to my advantage, as strength is obviously not. And Oriana, she's a fighter. She's very hot-headed, even for a pirate. I've worked very hard to never be on the wrong end of her. I think it's appropriate that the 2 of them are the ones that ended up here in the arena. I mean, obviously the traders that captured us knew who to send where, but they definitely chose our 2 best fighters to send up here to the land of arenas and strength and war and whatever all these warheads are all about.
Someone to watch your words carefully around this Oriana.
Someone to watch your words very carefully around. She takes offense rather easily. I remember this one time. We were in the mess, and we drawn a target up on the wall, and we were throwing daggers, and someone accidentally hit her in the horn with the dagger, and it cut off a lock of her hair. Oh, she almost ripped his head off, both verbally and literally. It was actually Spike that saved the poor man's life.
This sounds familiar too. Coming from a past campaign.
Funny how it works. We, life on the ship is interesting. We're a rowdy bunch, that's for sure. I miss it a lot. All the drunken singing, even the every day, the chores, but I miss them.
Can I ask you quite a serious question?
Sure.
When Oriana and Spike are returned to us, and if they decide that they're going to try to make it back to your ship, are you planning on going home with them?
Yes, I've had to consider that a lot. I want to. I feel torn loyalty. The whole reason I stayed with the ship is the crew saved my life. And I stayed with the crew because they saved my life, and because their business is to save lives like mine. But that's also why I want to stay here. Raynor saved my life, our lives. And I don't feel like I can leave him until I've repaid the debt. Especially since my stubborn-headedness caused the death of his friend. So, I want to go, and obviously I'll go back to my ship at some point. But I don't think I can leave until I'm right by Raynor, you know?
Kaiji, I don't think that what happened to Raynor's friend was your fault. It was a group decision made by all of us.
Yeah, well, it was still my path we followed. It was still my contact that we saved at the expense of a member of his crew. And it's sweet of you to say, but even if it's not my fault in that I didn't make the decision, it's still because of me. And I can't go until I make that right somehow.
I understand.
So as you guys are having this conversation, you just hear pages start turning and then scratching. And then you hear a little...
Down on the bar, Alton's doing one last thing before he goes up to bed. He's gonna find that old drunk at the end of the bar that's in like every tavern, like
Okay.
the permanent resident at the bar, and
Norm.
he's, yeah, maybe it's Norm. Maybe some old dwarf drinking his sorrows or something. But he's gonna kind of under the table flick his hand a little bit and whisper and cast hold person on him just as he's taking a drink. Just to try to see if he can get it to work.
Okay, sounds good. So you find someone just at the end of the table that is looking a little bit wobbly, and as they go to drink, you cast that. What's the spell save on that?
That's a wisdom save, 14.
That will be a fail,
All right.
and the cup just gets to their lips, and you cast hold person, and all the beer just slides right on out of the cup. And you see their eyes kind of go, oh, no!
I'm gonna hold that for like 30 seconds and then let it go.
Okay. So you do that,
Chuckle to myself.
and then release it, and you just see this poor dwarvish man looking so sad, and you just see him kind of put his cup down, put his head on the table, and just go.
Oh no!
Norm, I think you've had enough to drink for the night.
I think if Alton were observant enough to realize that he might feel bad, but he's just so elated that it's worked, that he was able to cast it, that he doesn't even notice that. So he just...
Did you try and make that a stealthy thing?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Stealth check?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta find a die.
Well, probably sleight of hand.
Oh, yeah. They're the same. 12?
Okay, sounds good. And so now that you've had your fun, are you going up to bed?
He waltzes up to bed from there.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys see Alton come in. You settle down for the night.
I don't know why he's looking so happy, but he's definitely looking really full of himself at that point.
-1 of your party members, and you settle down for the night, and that's where we're going to end tonight's episode, and we'll pick up next time. Thanks for listening.
You have been listening to Rollfair, a D&D podcast, produced, recorded, and mixed by SF Shields, executive produced by the Rollfair team. Copyright 2021 by Rollfair LLC, all rights reserved. Visit us online at rollfair.com.